Hello everybody, it's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for a 5-star prediction video. So I have never actually done one of these before, but I know that they are reasonably popular here on BookTube, and I thought that it might be fun to do one. This is not going to be a I have to get this done by a certain time, within a certain time frame kind of video. I may at some point do a wrap up to see whether or not these worked out to be 5 stars, but I don't have a time frame by when that would come out. So keep an eye out for it, but don't expect it any particular time. But yeah, what we're going to do today is we're going to discuss 10 books that I think that I am likely to give 5 stars, and that's it. That's the premise of the video. So let's crack on. So I have a few different kind of, I guess, sections for this video. I have some books that I own that I think I will rate 5 stars. I have a few books that I don't yet own, but that I would like to own and read and think I will rate 5 stars. And then I have a couple at the end that are kind of almost like no-brainers, but I thought that it was worth putting them on there anyway. So like I said, let's crack on. So first of all, we have Hera by Jennifer Saint. This is Jennifer Saint's latest Greek myth retelling, and it is about the goddess Hera. We start out with her as quite a young goddess, and it is talking about her agreement with Zeus to overthrow their father Kronos, because Kronos was quite the tyrant, but her kind of discovery as she has, once she's done that perhaps Zeus isn't any better than Kronos. So it's going to be, it's going to be a look at her life and her experiences with her brother slash lover, and some of the decisions that she makes with him, but also just generally what her life is like, why, you know, she is the way that she is. She's always portrayed in myth as being very scheming, really quite bitchy, and this is a look at sort of how that came to be. I love Jennifer Saint, as you may know. I have read 2 of the 4 books that she has. I believe she's only put out 4 books. I've read 2 of them. I own all 4 of them. Definitely keen to read the other 2 that I haven't read yet, but of the 2, Atalanta and Hera, I definitely think I'll love both of them, but I think the one that's the most likely to receive 5 stars is going to be Hera, just because I am absolutely fascinated by reading about Hera's story. She appears in a lot of different myths. She's quite prominent in the Iliad, and I just think it would be really interesting to see her story, her backstory. As usual, Jennifer Saint has a feminist take on these women's stories, so that's what I'm expecting from Hera as well. Next up is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. This is the first book in a trilogy by Laini Taylor. I don't know a huge amount about this. I know that it is more kind of urban fantasy, and yeah, that's pretty much all I really know. I know that a lot of it takes place in Prague, so you might be wondering, if I don't know a huge amount about it, why on earth I think I'm going to give it 5 stars. And the answer to that is that I absolutely love Laini Taylor's writing style. I read the Strange the Dreamer duology, Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares, a couple of years ago now, and I absolutely adored those 2 books, and I gave them both 5 stars. I thought they were amazing. Like I said, I love Laini Taylor's writing style. It is very purple prosy, it's very lyrical, it's very descriptive, and that's the kind of writing that I really enjoy. But her world building is phenomenal, and the way that she really explores the psyche is just phenomenal. So if the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy is anything like the Strange the Dreamer duology, then I expect that I will absolutely adore the series. The only book that I own of the series is the first one. I didn't go and buy the second and third because I just wasn't, you know, I don't want to have 3 books on the off chance that I don't like them. But I expect that I will, and I expect that I will want to buy them once I get around to reading the first one. And yeah, I anticipate giving Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor 5 stars. Next up is a book that I am supposed to be reading this month, but I don't know if I'll get to it because it is the 23rd of August. But anyway, that's not important. The book is The City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. So this is a historical fiction novel about a young woman who I think moves to New York, and it's about her life moving to New York in the 1920s, I believe. Another one that I don't really remember a huge amount about, although I have heard of it quite a bit, specifically from Jashana. I should just say anyone whose channels I talk about in this video are linked below. But it just sounds like the kind of thing that I really will enjoy. I don't read a huge amount of historical fiction anymore. I used to read quite a bit. I still do read it, but I don't read it, like, it's not my most read genre by any means. But I often really enjoy the historical fiction books that I do read, and this one sounds really fun and really interesting, so I think that I will really enjoy this one. And I'm hoping that I end up giving it 5 stars because it sounds right up my alley. Next up is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. This is I'm not sure if this is a standalone. I thought it was a standalone, but I've heard since that perhaps it's a beginning of a series. I'm not really sure. But anyway, this is Leigh Bardugo's latest book that she has released. It is a historical fantasy, and I think it's got kind of, not dark academia, but like, yeah, like gothic kind of vibes, but it also has a fantasy. So we follow this young woman who works as a maid, and she is she has magical powers, and I believe that her employer starts to ask her to do certain magical things for, like, she starts selling her magical powers, I believe. Another one that I seem to have forgotten, I remember reading the blurb and I remember thinking it sounded really amazing, and is one of my most anticipated books of this year that was that has been published this year. I own it, but anyway, I seem to have kind of forgotten a lot of what it's about, but it does sound really cool. It sounds like the kind of thing that I really enjoy. I actually really enjoy historical fantasy, and I really enjoy gothic kind of settings. So I think that the combination of those three will be something that I would love and end up giving 5 stars. Plus, I do really enjoy Leigh Bardugo's writing style. I didn't love the Shadow and Bone. Well, I only read Shadow and Bone, but I really enjoyed Six of Crows, and I love her Ninth House series. So I'm anticipating that this one will be more on the side of the Ninth House sort of series, and that I'll really enjoy it. Then we have Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May. So this one is another historical fantasy witchy kind of book. So I believe this is 1920s as well, and we follow a main character who discovers that there is kind of a underbelly of society that is magical, and that she has some of these magical powers. It sounds really fun, it sounds really twisty, it sounds like the kind of thing that I would really enjoy. Like I've said a couple of times, I really do enjoy historical fantasy. It's something I've discovered recently is a particular kind of genre blend that I'm really enjoying at the moment. And yeah, I really enjoy witchy kind of books as well, so I'm anticipating the 2 or the 3 together again will be something that I'll really love. So hopefully I will give Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May 5 stars as well. Then we have Kiki by Vaishnavi Patel. This is another mythology retelling. I believe that it is following a Indian Hindu mythology. I really don't know very much about this one, other than the fact that it is a mythology retelling that sounds great, that other people have said is really good. I love a mythology retelling. I am very much excited for and trying to broaden my scope and read mythologies and mythology retellings from other parts of the world. I did my undergrad degree Greek and Roman classics, so I have a fair bit of knowledge about Greek myths and Roman myths, but I'm very much trying to kind of broaden my scope of knowledge, and I really enjoy reading retellings for that reason. So this one sounds great. I know that lots of people have really enjoyed it, and yeah, I'm anticipating that I will probably really enjoy it as well, and hopefully give it 5 stars. Another mythology retelling that I'm anticipating giving 5 stars is Dragon Fruit by Mackay, I believe, Lucia. So this one came out earlier this year, and I've heard some pretty great things about it. I know that Bree and Cal did this for their Not Your Mum's Boozy book club. And I believe that they enjoyed it, and the people that read it along with them mostly enjoyed it as well. So this one is actually a mythology retelling from Polynesia, the Polynesian Pacific Islands, which is an area of the world that I don't know very much about. But again, as I was just saying with Kiki, I'm really interested in learning more about different mythologies from different parts of the world, and it sounds like it will be really, really cool. So I'm really hoping that I will enjoy this one and give it 5 stars. Don't yet own this one. We've now wandered into Kiki and Dragonfruit are ones I don't own yet, but I'm definitely keen to get my hands on them. Then we have Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson, another book that I don't yet own but would really love to. This is the first in a trilogy, and it is again a historical fantasy. We are following a group of women who are in a coven that is the Queen of England's coven. So their role is to, I guess they're kind of like a witchy MI6 kind of idea. I've heard great things about this one. So many people absolutely love this series, and it just sounds right up my alley. Like I said, it's got those witchy vibes, it's historical fantasy, it sounds like the kind of thing that I would absolutely adore. So I anticipate that when I get around to it, I will 100% give this one 5 stars. Alright, and then the two that are kind of the no-brainers. So the first one is The Lantern's Dance by Laurie R. King. This one is, I don't know what number, but it is quite far into the Mary Russell series by Laurie R. King. This is a historical Sherlock Holmes retelling. I love this series. It's one of my favourite series of all time. I love Laurie R. King's writing style. I love her obvious intelligence, and the way she writes Mary in particular is incredibly intelligent, and I just love her wording and the way that she constructs the books and everything like that. And it's also, the mysteries are always really well done, really well crafted, and I just love this series. So I don't know whether I've given every single book 5 stars, but I've given, like, the series overall is a 5-star series for me. I anticipate that this one will also be 5 stars, so that's why it's a no-brainer, because it's like number 16 or 17 or something like that in a series that I know I love. So, and then the final one in this list of 10 books that I think I will give 5 stars, which again is a kind of no-brainer, and that is Heartstopper Volume 6. So as you will know, I assume, I fell absolutely in love with Heartstopper a couple of years ago. When the TV series came out, I am not a huge graphic novel reader, so although I'd been hearing about Heartstopper for years and years and years, I never picked it up because I'm not a huge graphic novel reader. But then I watched the series and absolutely fell in love with it, and so of course I read all of the graphic novels and absolutely fell in love with them as well. I think I have given them all 5 stars. If not, I've given them all 4 or 4.5 to 5 stars. So, but I'm pretty sure I've given them all 5 stars, and I anticipate number 6 will break me because there are some very sad moments in Heartstopper, but I think that I will definitely give this one 5 stars as well. Like I said, it's a no-brainer. If you know me, you know about my absolute obsession with Heartstopper, so you probably would have been surprised to not see this on the list. But yeah, the final book that I think I will give 5 stars is Heartstopper Volume 6. So anyway, that was a short and sweet video for you all today. I hope that you enjoyed the premise. Let me know any books that you think that you will give 5 stars. Let me know if there are any books on my list that I think I will give 5 stars that you also think you will give 5 stars, or that you agree that I will give 5 stars. Let me know if there's any on this list that you don't agree, that you think I won't end up liking, or any other comments that you want to make. Please do so down below. If you'd like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me a star emoji, because we're talking about books that I hopefully will give 5 stars. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, so if you'd like to go and follow me on any of those other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.